Lesson 2.2.1 Solving Linear Equations continues. In this video, we will solve equations and write properties to justify each step. This is a continuation to the last video. So this time we will be using properties, some additional properties. So we still have our same four properties that we had before, but we have also the associative property of addition, where we can move the parentheses from around two numbers to two different numbers, as long as it's addition or multiplication. We have the commutative property of addition or multiplication. This is where we can change the order of things that are being added or multiplied. And then we have the distributive property, where we take a number that's outside of parentheses and multiply it to each of the numbers on the inside of the parentheses. And that's the distributive property. Solve each equation, write the properties that justify each step. And again, in this we are doing the same thing we did last time, it's just bigger problems. So negative 1/3, we're going to distribute this to the 6. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, and it's negative because of the negative in front. Negative 1/3 times 21, so 21 divided by 3 is 7, and the negative here and the negative here make this an addition problem. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Distribute negative 5 to the x, so that's negative 5x. And negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. And so what we used here was the distributive property. So if we continue on, we want to get the x's on the same side. So we have negative 5x and negative 2x. They're both negative, so I'm going to be adding, and I'm going to add the larger numbers so that way my numbers are positive when I'm done. So I'm going to add 5x to both sides. So on the left side here, we get 3x plus 7. On the right side, the negative 5x and the 5x cancel. I'm left with just negative 5. So here we use the addition property of equality. Now we want to get the x again by itself, so we got to move this 7, this positive 7, to the other side by subtracting 7. So we get 3x, the 7's cancel, negative 5 and negative 7 have the same sign, so we're going to add the two numbers and keep the sign. And so this time we use the subtraction property. So again, that was the subtraction property of equality. And then we still need to get rid of this 3 in front of the x. So since this is multiplication here, we're going to divide by 3 on both sides. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so I'm left with x. 12 divided by 3 is 4, and I'm left with x equals 4. And that was the division property of equality. So I'm going to go ahead and have you guys do number 2 on your own. I want you to keep in mind that since there's a 3 in the denominator here, we have to multiply by 3 first. Okay, multiply everything by 3. So go ahead and start number 2 now. So first thing you had to do was multiply everything by 3, like I told you to do. And then we distribute the 3 to everything inside the left side, and we distributed 3 to everything on the right side. And for the right side, basically the tops canceled with the bottoms, leaving us with what's inside the parentheses. And then we can use the associative property to regroup the -1 and the 4. And so then we can take -1 plus 4 and get 3. And then we had to add 15 to both sides to get rid of the -15. And that was the addition property of equality. Then we subtracted 21 from both sides to get the 30x by itself. And that used the subtraction property of equality. And then we had to divide both sides by 30, which reduces to -3/5, and that's the division property of equality. And with that, that's how you write equations and write properties that justify each step.